Hi, I'm contestant number 1, and today I'm going to be showing you different cake decorating techniques. So we're going to start off grabbing our piping bag, and at the top right here, at the top around here, we're going to curl it in just like that, so it looks kind of like this. And then we're going to start filling, but first we have to grab our couplet. This is what it looks like, and then we're going to fit this inside of the bag. So we're going to get that in, and we're going to push it to the top like that, so that the top part is peeking out, but the screwing part is still in there. And then what we're going to do is, one way to fill the icing is we can grab our icing and kind of grab under, you're going to put your hand underneath of the curve right here, and you're going to grab some of the icing and just kind of fit it in there. You can use your hand as a support to kind of scrape the icing off with, or you can grab your bain-marie, which is what I have right here, and you can fit your bag into there and then put it around the top part of the bain-marie, kind of open the bag up like that, and so it kind of looks like that, so you can fit the rest of the icing in there, which is what I'm going to do. So grab a big scoop of the icing. This is easier, more basic technique for a lot of people because it's harder to hold the bag. And then we're just going to fit in the rest of the icing in there, like so. And then what we can do is we can pull the bag out. What I like to do is I like to shake it so it gets to the bottom. You can curl that part of the bag up again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down on the table kind of flat like that. And we're going to get something called a dough scraper. And we're going to scrape it to the, kind of to the top. So we're going to use the flat end and kind of just move forward with that. Just like so. Kind of straighten it out a little bit. And then there's sometimes bubbles in the bag that will affect your piping skills later on. So that's something called burping the bag. You can kind of press down on certain spots of it just to get those little air bubbles out, and then use your dough scraper again to flatten it back out. So now you twist it just like so. We're going to grab it like that, twist it like so. And then we're going to grab our star tip to start us off with the border. Looks like that, looks just like a star. And what we're going to use the couplet for is we're going to put it right on top, and then we're going to use the other part of the couplet to screw it on. And what this does is you can switch out tips without having to use other bags. So we're going to start off with a basic shell border, and then we're going to twist our bag. What I like to do is pinch in the middle, kind of just so I have a better grip on it, with that bigger part of the icing on top. And then we're going to kind of start halfway on the cake, and we're going to start right here. So what you're going to do is press, squeeze the bag, swoop up and down, and then you kind of just repeat that. So squeeze, swoop up and down. This is more of a basic technique. It's a lot easier than the second one I'm going to show. So it's squeeze, up, down, squeeze, up, down, squeeze up, and then you can keep repeating that. Some people like to go fast and do that, but I think it's a lot easier and cleaner if you just take your time with it. You can go fast and make it efficient, it just takes a lot of practice. Squeeze up and down, squeeze and swoop. Swooping motion is really common with some borders. Squeeze down, and then when we're halfway there, this is kind of what it looks like. So the next border is more difficult to do. It's called a reverse shell. So if you want to tighten up your bag a little bit more, just to get a better grip with it, grip those 4 fingers around there. So what you're going to do is you're kind of going to squeeze and then swoop, break off. And that's how kind of the motion goes. So you're going to squeeze, swoop, break off, and then you're going to go in the other direction. So instead of doing that, you're going to go like that. So just gonna boom, sweep off, other direction, sweep off, squeeze, break off, squeeze, break off, and you kind of just repeat that going around the cake. Like I said, this is a little bit more difficult because if you go in the same direction, it can mess up the way the cake looks and just throws everything off a little bit. And then you can use your turntable to turn it. Boom, break off, and you use the end to just start off where you are. And then that finishes off the borders. So what that look like, 2 different kind of borders. And then you can switch your tip. Is what I'm gonna change to now is called rose tip. This is what it looks like. That's a rose tip. And then we're gonna pinch that on, and then I'm gonna show you how to do a rose. So we have that, and then the bigger end is gonna be at the bottom. So what I like to do is I like to start off with the base. I like to angle it this way, 45-degree angle, and then you're gonna kind of pinch upwards so it looks like a rosebud. And then you're gonna squeeze and then let off at the bottom. So kind of overlap it. You're gonna work your way up, and then you can kind of go fast if you want to, but I like to kind of take my time with it. And that's what a rose looks like. And you could just place it on top of the cake. But those are just some basic cake decorating techniques that you can use, like the couplet and other stuff.